Riot has just announced their early access development for 2XKO, and is quite possibly one of the biggest updates that they've had thus far for this game. It includes a bunch of new updates such as new skins, balance changes, and a timeline for when the game is actually going to be released. So this is going to be a part reaction, part update on the going ins and outs of the game. So let's strap in for a little bit of information, shall we?
Hey everyone, Tom here. We're filming this on September 16th, a week into closed beta.
Hello, Mr.
And
Tom.
I wanted to do a quick check-in on how things are going. First of all, thanks to everyone who signed up for and played in the closed beta. All of your sick combos, setups, duo moments, and memes have been a blast to see.
People have been
So let me remind you why we're doing closed beta at all. During closed beta, we've been rolling out and testing our server infrastructure across the globe. Our ops and engineering teams have been tuning our matchmaker, finding and fixing bugs, and overall just verifying that everything is a go for launch. And at this point, things are holding up pretty well. And so we're ready to move on to the next phase of launching the game. Closed beta ends on October 7th, and early access kicks off on the same day.
huge. Previously, games development goes from alpha, beta, and then you go into some form of early access and then the final release of the game, right? I think this was kind of like a precursor because there was a lot of bad press surrounding 2XKO. I could not imagine releasing a game when it was under development for like quite literally years. I think 2XKO had a lot of people disappointed because everyone was seeing, you know, titles like Tokon being announced and actually being a lot more polished than they thought. Big games like Tekken and even Street Fighter, like as much as Tekken's faults have come up during season 2, it is a much more, I guess, quote unquote polished game than what we had seen in the previous alpha lab tests up until this closed beta. So now I think they had the game in an early access standpoint previously, but they put the beta tag on there, closed beta rather, to kind of test the waters with the game and to show that it was an actual game that they had substance for and there was actually meaningful changes to the game. And so since it's going so well, I think it's only right that early access starts now. And what's really cool, well actually, let's continue.
Early access is our first full-featured version of the game with a full season of content and a few key new features like combo trials. During early access, we'll dial in our
Also, by the way,
content and a few key new features like combo trial.
New Vi skin, Neon Strike Vi, which is like the second skin that Vi had in actual League of Legends, right? All of my League of Legends players, first of all, salute to you. They'll notice the skin that was released with Vi on her launch in the actual League of Legends game on PC. And I think it's really interesting to highlight just the different changes that they've done to these skins. For instance, like this is the skin from League of Legends that was released years and years ago, okay? And you'll see the concept art here. So it's going to conflict a little bit as far as like the in-game model here in 2XKO and the actual splash art that was for League of Legends. But you'll notice that there's definitely some changes here. Sorry, I couldn't quite blow it up immediately. But what you'll notice is that like they've kind of made a little bit of, you know, different modern elements to put this into a fighting game. So first and foremost, I mean, you can see like just the accents for the skin. There's more like text here. So it kind of has like a Y2K look to it. There's also like actual like energy turbines that probably coincide more of the coincide with the arcane design of Vi versus like the actual League of Legends thing. They've also completely gotten rid of these like cybernetic like weird LED lights on the side of the gauntlets, which I think is actually like a welcome change. And it kind of made it more like rocket powered, you know, like more, I don't know, cartoony in a way. And I think what's also interesting is that, and probably more of an apt comparison, is that this was the concept art for Vi for this skin. This might be a little bit better of a kind of, I'm trying to make this work. There's like actual like race checkers on her jumpsuit here, which I think is so sick. Like I think this skin is actually really, really good. And I was not interested in Vi as a character. And this is actually kind of giving me second thoughts. But that's really cool, right? Skins can make somebody want to play a character that they have no interest in whatsoever, okay? All right, moving on.
During early access, we'll dial in our in-season systems like the Battle Pass, Ranked, and Balance tuning. And finally, starting in early access, we'll have no more content resets. Everything you get in early access will be yours to keep.
Also very good.
Hey, what's up everyone? Sean here. It's been great to see y'all cook. We've seen some sick stuff with every single champion and fuse. Also, we've seen a ton of community tournaments in closed beta. Shout out to the TOs who are making it happen. It would not happen without your efforts.
Hold on,
Closed
go
beta.
back.
Shout out to the TOs who are making it
What the fuck is Bro's controller? What the hell? Bro's got the Omnitrix. What the fuck?
It would not happen without your efforts. We're really trying to make a game where you can be creative with your gameplay, and we love the energy you put in the game so far. We've seen folks finding synergy with their friends through duos, and the clips of both high and low moments
I've
are
yet to
glorious,
actually like
so keep them
do a
coming.
lot of duo content.
We're also keeping a close eye on issues that pop up over the course of the beta,
Who knows,
like
maybe
bugs,
later.
controller issues, or game crashes, and pushing hotfixes when we can. Remember, you can always report these using the hashtag 2XKO_bugs or by submitting a ticket on our player support page. Early access will have some amazing cosmetics through our Battle Pass and store, including champion skins, taunts, and more. We're also going to showcase combo trials, a way to learn champions by practicing their unique combos and get a feel for how they play. Each champion will have beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert combos for you all to check out.
Very good. I think a lot of beginners, they're not going to immediately know what to do in training mode. And so they might just pick a character that they really, really like and then just start hitting buttons in an actual match. When in reality, you kind of want to just try and get something going for a character before you go into those matches, right? But this is actually like a place where people can go and be like, hey, if you want to try out a character and you want to see like what they look like or what, you know, how they feel in game, I think Combo Trials is a great place to start. And it also has varying degrees of difficulty so that if somebody wants to challenge themselves, they can go ahead and do that. So I think this is actually really, really good. Also skins. So new skins, new emotes and all for this battle pass.
Now we know you've been playing ranked in closed beta,
so sick.
But we can't wait for you to show us what you have here and see how far you can climb. Every year will be made up of 5 seasons, and each season will come with a new champion and other in-game content. That means our 10th champ will be dropping when early access hits live on October 7th. Keep an eye out for their gameplay reveal trailer and dev updates soon. We're also working on how Riot will support the competitive 2XKO scene. We want to put the spotlight on community TOs and organizations. With that, we're excited to announce that we'll be sponsoring 22 community-run tournaments through the rest of 2025. We're calling this the First Impact program. Each First Impact event will receive a pop bonus from Riot with an extra prize for winning as a duo. So find a friend and really show us what you can do there.
Also very interesting.
We'll give you a list of all 22 events so you know what to look out for.
I just want to give kudos, okay, to Riot for not immediately selling out as soon as this fucking game came out, okay? Because I think that's what, you know, something like City of the Wolves completely dropped the ball on, and they immediately ran to the Saudi money. Not going to say anything on that issue. However, I think it's very good to go into like a grassroots event and go into grassroots tournaments that, you know, the actual players themselves can just pick up a friend. It's open bracket, get into the fun. And there's even a bounty bonus for if you do well as a duo, which I think is absolutely sick. I don't think there's any tag game, I could be completely wrong, please correct me, right? But I don't think there's any tag game where it has been actually somewhat viable to queue up with your homie and run the bracket gauntlet together as a duo. That's all I'm saying. This game is gonna be so sick whenever it launches.
We got a ton to look forward to, so please check the linked blog post for more information. Check out early access when it drops October 7th. And until then, keep the closed beta hype going. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hell yeah. So, that's not all that comes with this. Last but not least, we've got actual patch notes for 2XKO, okay? So first and foremost, we've got a bunch of like bug fixes, right? Issues with hyping matches, Vi's abilities, caused an opponent to lose control of their character. And actually, if you're a Blitz player, you might not want to look any further because Blitzcrank has a host of changes, and most of them, I think, actually all of them, are nerfs. First and foremost, Rocket Grab, whenever it hits in a combo, or I think even in general, if it just hits in general, it's going to have damage scaling from 0. So it used to not scale your combo, and now it's gonna scale your combo even more. His regular S1, so his horizontal one. This is his air grab, air rocket grab. This is the midair. They all have damage scaling, whereas like the regular S1 has 2 hits of damage scaling. In all facets of the rocket grab, there's damage scaling in the combo. And it says here, actually, rocket grab had 0 scaling until you performed a follow-up. Because of this rocket punch, S2 or rocket grab confirms we're converting into more damage than close range confirms when using system mechanics like Fury Break, Double Down, etc. or supers. I think this just kind of helps with the touch of death combos. I think Juggernaut Blitz is like absolutely menacing in this game. And I think Juggernaut in general is going to need like a complete fix, but I don't think they actually changed Juggernaut in general. Let me see here. What they've said about balance adjustments. We'll be shipping various balance adjustments in small updates for the next few months. We're seeing healthy win rates across all levels of skill, which is great, but we've noticed a few places where champions either weren't behaving as intended or were breaking the speed limit in damage. We're not going to be changing core strategies in this patch, like Juggernaut. Oh wait, though Juggernaut Blitz players may have been hit. We want time for players to find adequate counterplay before nerfing strategies or significantly changing the meta. We're keeping an eye on tournaments and ranked, and will make adjustments for the health of the meta when necessary. You have permission to cook. So I guess they're kind of hands off for the time being. Let's see where the broken shit is, and then they'll address accordingly, right? Now some less heftier changes, I guess you could say. Reduce hurtbox on medium for Braum. I guess it was just absolutely massive. I don't remember the specific button that they're talking about, but most of Braum's hitboxes are fucking crazy. Also, Alawi, her super tentacles. So I'm assuming this is her S2 super. Whenever she spawns the Legion of Tentacles, does 33% less chip damage, which I think was insane. And they even say here, super tentacles were causing egregious chip setups, especially while in Fury or when the opponent was affected by Darius's bleed. This tones down their overall power level, but using them is still a viable strategy. So I think they just wanted to knock it down just a tad bit, because it was probably way more egregious than what they thought. Now, Vi falls faster after a successful air throw, and it knocks opponents back less. So I guess there were some heights where it was impossible for Vi to follow up with her S2 super after an air throw. We're not opposed to this type of nuance, but not for Vi. Okay, Vi falls faster and the opponent is left closer to her to ensure her down S2 is always a possible follow-up. So I guess they shifted it from air throw into super to air throw into down S2, which I think is her OTG where she like smashes on the ground. Could be wrong though. And then last but not least, we've got Yasuo, and it looks like Yasuo has just been nerfed across the board for just his damage in general. So his midair S1, his forward S1, all going down, I think, both going down 10 points of damage. And then his mid-air S2 is also going to go down, damn, 20 damage. Yasuo is doing far too much damage when players started to optimize his routes, out-damaging our big bodies, not accounting for fuses. These numbers adjust his damage down to more reasonable levels. Fair enough. I think Yasuo is pretty egregious, and I don't think this is going to like completely gut him at all. I think he's still going to be really good, and his neutral options are going to be absolutely insane. He's just going to hit less, harder, and I'm excited to see what people cook up with. That is the massive change. Also, you see here some skins for a couple of champions. This is Teemo, and then you got some like medieval vibes in like, I believe this is Yasuo, right? He's got his like katana here, and then this is Braum in his knight outfit, and then I guess Alawi's like a monk. I'm not too sure, but yeah, there's some really interesting stuff coming out for 2XKO. This is a massive update, and it is definitely getting me hyped for the actual release of this game. If you're also excited for 2XKO's early access update, leave a like and comment down below and tell me what you're most excited for. Me personally, I'm very excited to see the amount of champions that they come out, because I think it's been rumored that they're trying to aim for 5 champions a year, which is absolutely insane. Let me know what you think. There's much more FGC and 2XKO content that I have cooking up, and I hope that you'll be along for the ride. Until next time, take it easy.